Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are continuing our journey through the FaithFlow Campaign Series, which is part of their Rooted ministry.
Hmm.
And today, we really need to talk about a specific feeling. I think it hits candidates, it hits volunteers, right about now in the process.
Oh, absolutely. It's that moment you look at a voter map
Yes.
and you just see thousands of households, street after street. You think, how? How can we possibly do this? It just looks impossible.
That feeling of paralysis, that is exactly where today's focus comes in. It's the Grassroots Field Plan Playbook.
Right.
And what really struck me is how it frames organization as, well, as the antidote to that anxiety. It's not just a political manual. It feels more like a guide to, finding peace in the middle of all that work.
That is the core idea.
Yeah.
This playbook is designed to take the intimidation out of what people call field work.
Sure.
Usually a campaign has a win number,
Yeah.
say 5,000 votes, and the strategy is just go. This book just flips that script entirely.
How so?
It slices that massive, scary task into what they call walkable zones.
I saw that. They suggest blocks of roughly 30 doors. That feels so much more psychologically manageable.
It is. It's the difference between being told to conquer a city and just being asked to, go visit these 3 streets.
And that's key for keeping your volunteers from just quitting.
Exactly. The playbook has tools like a door goal calculator and a volunteer pod roster.
Hmm.
It forces you to do the math first.
So you're not overpromising.
Right. If you have 10 volunteers, the calculator tells you what's actually realistic for a Saturday morning. You don't burn everyone out in week 1.
It stops you from asking for the impossible. It actually reminded me of that analogy they use from Nehemiah 3.
With the rebuilding of the Jerusalem wall,
Yeah. Nehemiah didn't tell everyone to build the whole wall at once. He gave each family the section right in front of their own house.
it adds that sense of personal ownership. You're not responsible for the whole project, just your little piece.
But the playbook argues this isn't just good management. They say it's actually a form of stewardship.
And this is where the faith aspect really comes in. They reference the story of Jethro and Moses in Exodus 18.
Where Moses is just completely burning out.
Totally. He's trying to do everything himself, and Jethro tells him to break the thousands of people into groups of 10s and 50s.
So in the playbook, those become your volunteer pods.
Yes, it creates sustainable leadership. But what I thought was really unique was the prayer walk guide card.
I saw that. It suggests that when a volunteer gets to an intersection, they should actually pause.
It changes the whole pace. Instead of a frantic race between doors, you're stopping to pray for peace over that street. You're claiming that ground for the community's well-being, not just for votes.
It reframes the whole act.
And they track it. The daily field recap form isn't just for numbers. It has a section for praise reports and answered prayers.
So you're celebrating the small wins, the good conversations.
Yeah. It changes the metric for success. Even if you lose, if you connected with your neighbors, it suggests that wasn't a failure.
Which all fits into that wider FaithFlow ecosystem, right? Their focus on alignment.
It does. They connect this playbook to their leadership spiritual gifts quiz. So if your gift is, say, administration.
You manage the pod roster.
Exactly. And if it's encouragement, it gives you ideas for how to keep the canvassers motivated. It avoids that whole square peg, round hole problem.
And to make it real, they have those creative companions. I loved the little flipbook story about Carlos.
The ordinary neighbor. He starts out so overwhelmed, which is where the reader is, but he adopts that block-by-block mindset.
I remember that turning point where he gets a text from his daughter saying they prayed for him.
It shows you're not doing this alone. There's even a companion song for it, Faith on the Doorsteps.
Right. There's that lyric, every step is a prayer, every knock a seed.
Can you imagine listening to that before you head out? It sets a very different tone than, cable news or some aggressive hype music.
So if you're holding this book, the message really seems to be that structure is a form of care.
Absolutely. The spreadsheets and the rosters, they aren't there to add more work. They're there to protect your people and your own peace of mind.
So you can be both efficient and faithful.
That's the whole goal, to be rooted and ready.
A great reminder for anyone feeling overwhelmed. Don't look at the whole map. Just start with the section in front of your house. Thanks for diving in with us.
My pleasure. Take care.